You might have noticed the distinct lack of one very awkward human being waving his arms around on screen like he doesn't know what to do with himself. And that's because today's video is the first in a series of shorter scripted videos where I'm going to share my opinion on a game that I like, and you are going to listen or there will be consequences. Rainbow Billy Curse of the Leviathan is a game I first encountered back at PAX East 2020, yeah, right before the world spontaneously combusted. Since then, I've been following Manavoid's updates on Twitter until a few weeks ago when the game released for just about everything you might own. We got Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Heck, that should make anyone happy unless you were trying to play this thing on a graphing calculator, but hey, never say never. Before I say anything else though, I'd really like to give a huge thank you to Manavoid for sending me a review copy of this game. I'm really enjoying it even more than I thought I would, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about why that is. What drew me to this game at first was its art style, because, you know, when I'm walking around PAX, there's a million different sights and sounds, but you know, you look over and you're like, oh hey, that looks pretty cool. Of course, it calls back to old cartoons, except they're in color, and it doesn't have that same graininess that Cuphead had, thank goodness. Upon actually getting to play the demo way back when, though, my excitement exploded when I learned that it was basically a Paper Mario and Pokemon hybrid. Like, I'm not super big into Pokemon, but if your game is inspired by Paper Mario, I want to play it. Simple as that. And I mean, in this situation, the idea of going around finding a whole bunch of little funky friends and just making them part of your crew is just, that's awesome. I like it. First up, I want to take a quick look at the story. Not going to reveal the entire thing, because I really want you to play this on your own and experience it for yourself. Shortly after Billy arrives at Star Harbor, they're tasked with locating some last-minute supplies for a parade that Billy himself is going to be a special guest in. As you're running all around town, you meet these adorable characters, and the atmosphere is so sweet that I can almost feel the grains of sugar between my teeth. This whole section was also chock full of puns, and I'm very happy to report that throughout everything I've played so far, that theme keeps up, so 10 out of 10 game, no buts about it. After Billy saves the day yet again, the noise from the previously mentioned parade awakens the devious Leviathan from their slumber. Furious to be disrupted yet again, the Leviathan bestows their curse upon the land. Good thoughts become bad thoughts, denizens of the land lose their color, as does the world around them, and with no other options, Billy makes their escape with the aid of their trusty pal, Friendship. Look, I told you there were puns, you should have been prepared. Finally escaping the carnage, Billy meets up with their old friend Jiro, the goodest little dino dog around, and stumbles into a new friendship with Rodrigo, the punching rod. See, they're like a fishing rod, except they have an easier time doing secret handshakes. With the main cast assembled, the goal is to travel around the world to locate the color cores and bring the color back to the world. But you know what they say, the real color cores are the friends we made along the way. You see, Rainbow Billy is a turn-based RPG, and that's an extra emphasis on the based, because every line of dialogue in this game is absolute gold. Every character you meet is suffering from their own problems that have been amplified by the curse. And that is where Billy and their friends come in. In a fashion similar to Pokemon, every character that you recolor will become a friend that can be summoned in encounters to help others. See, I've chosen to call them encounters rather than battles because no one gets hurt in this game, not a single person. It is the purest, most non-violent RPG I've ever played. The gist here is all about self-care and dealing with issues that anyone could be facing. And this is why I think it was a really great idea for the non-violent approach, because it really shows how you can overcome problems by talking things out with people and showing how having a good support network can really work wonders. Onto the mechanics though. In encounters, you've got a limited amount of moves each turn, so you'll need to play your tokens wisely. The other party's requirements aren't visible when the battle starts, so you need to figure out which colors are needed by talking to them or using some of your friend's special abilities. Once you've got all of the colors back where they belong, that character that you helped out will then join Billy on Friendship on their quest, and also in Friendship, I guess, because everyone's friends here. Everyone becomes really good friends. At first, all of your friends can only use one move during encounters, but by talking to them and giving them gifts, they gain access to 2 more moves, and each time they level up, you'll hear about their continued struggle and eventual facing of the problems they've been dealing with. Let me tell you, this game mechanic is sweeter than any Wonka chocolate bar I've ever eaten, and not even a golden ticket would make me reconsider that. Now, seeing as how you come across a whole boatload of friends, no pun intended, I thought this game was going to function similarly to Mega Man Battle Network or Mega Man Star Force. In those games, you get a whole bunch of chips that you put into your folder, and then you get them randomly shuffled into your hand when you're in combat. But in this game, every single friend you make gets shuffled into your little token deck, and they get randomly put into your hand as you're going through the encounter. This means, of course, you don't need to pick and choose which characters you want to use in your deck, and also you'll always have each character's necessary requirements to get through the encounter. Though if you're ever lacking something, the game graciously gives you a one-time use token to help you along, but the drawback of that is that you use 2 moves to use that that because you can't just use the token on its own. It has to be attached to another friend. The fun doesn't end once your friend just shows up to the party, though. Once you've made all your selections, a small minigame will take place, and depending on how well you do, the friend will have more or less effectiveness. These minigames start off as really simple button prompts, and I was worried that things wouldn't increase in difficulty at all because of how chill the game is. But eventually, you'll be putting 2 or 3 friends in each row to color multiple characters at the same time, and depending on how many characters are in the row, the minigames get even more challenging. You can also crank up the difficulty or lower it to your leisure in the options menu, so if you throw those things up to the highest difficulty level, this game actually starts to become a little bit nerve-wracking in some battles, which I really enjoyed. It basically makes every move count, so you gotta make sure you use the right abilities in the right situations, like to recover your morale, or else you might just end up losing the encounter and having to start over. I'm not gonna show you footage of the boss encounters because I want you to be surprised, but let me just tell you, I really had to unlock my real gamer potential to succeed here, and only then did I become the best possible friend to all these wonderful little fellas. So if we look at what I've talked about so far, that's a wholesome story, fun encounters, and really great visuals. I don't see why you haven't bought this game already. Last thing I want to mention before we wrap up here is that I did play the game on the Switch, and while sailing around, I did experience a lot of stuttering, but the game was generally fine once I was rolling around on foot again. The only other issue I've had is that I've noticed that some of the character portraits will look a little bit lower resolution than I think they should be, and that goes triple for the portraits in the menu for some reason. That in the game also takes a pretty long time to load when you initially start it up, but aside from that, I haven't had any issues, and these things don't even really hamper gameplay very much, and that's why I didn't mention them before I urged you to buy the game, because it is really fantastic, and of course, if you play on other consoles other than the Switch, it might actually just not have these problems at all. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I've been Garrula64, and in my opinion, Rainbow Billy and the Curse of the Leviathan is one seriously groovy game.